everyone, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I'm here with Neat and Tangled, and I'm going to be creating some splatter backgrounds to share with you, as well as some ideas for doing multicolored die cutting. So here I've got a piece of watercolor paper. This is some Strathmore watercolor paper, and I'm going to be using the Prima Watercolor Confections paints. These are the Tropicals. I love these paints because they're really vibrant and beautiful, and I'm going to be using these for the backgrounds that I'm going to be creating. So I'm going to take my water and I'm going to be picking up some paint and splattering this all over this piece of paper. I'm literally covering it with paint splatters. The entire thing is going to be just a bunch of splatters. I love the artistic look of the splattered backgrounds, and I love doing this with distress inks and other types of mediums, and I thought this would make a really fun and colorful background to go ahead and pick up paints and add all sorts of splattery colors all over this piece of watercolor paper. So I'm just going to keep picking up color and splattering it around, letting the paint move wherever it wants to go. I'm using a variety of colors. I'm using oranges, pinks, greens, blues, and also some teals. I love this color combination. It's very bright and cheerful. And I'm actually going to be creating a few cards today with this technique. So what I've done is after I've added all of my paint splatters and I got the background to look how I liked it, I'm going to go ahead and dry this with my heat gun. You could let it air dry if you'd like. And then once it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and take a stitched rectangle die, and I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. Now this panel is awfully big, so I'm going to go ahead and trim it down a little bit with my scissors before I go ahead and run this through. But I'll just lay this down on my cutting mat. I'm using my magnetic platform underneath because this will help keep my die in place and not shift as I'm running it through the machine. I'm going to continue doing some die cutting, and this time I've got the You're Amazing die set from Neat and Tangled. I'm going to be using this as my multicolored sentiment. So I've die cut this from some doll pink cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this using my Spellbinders Tool-in-One. I love this tool because it allows me to get my little die cuts out from the die. One of those things that some of the more intricate dies have a tendency to stick into, the paper tends to stick inside the more intricate dies, so this really helps. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut that from not only the doll pink cardstock, but I'm also going to die cut it totally from this black cardstock. I only partially die cut it from the pink cardstock because I was only going to need the word amazing. I'll go ahead and remove that from the die as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and die cut it from some white cardstock, and I ended up cutting that out about 4 times. So here are all my die cut pieces, and I'm going to be actually trimming these up now. So I'm going to be cutting the word can do out of the white paper. I'm going to be cutting those little words out, and I'm going to be gluing them on top of the black paper. And then once I've cut those out, I'm going to go ahead and cut the word anything out, and this one's going to be adhered on top of the black piece as well. The black is going to be our base color. It's going to have the word you in the black, the can do in the white, and the pink is going to be the anything. And I'll go ahead and layer those up. So once I have those layered up, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit more dimensional by adding the other pieces that I had die cut from the white cardstock underneath. And this will just give my sentiment a more raised appearance and give it a little bit more dimension and sturdiness. So once I did that, I'm going to go ahead and take the Scored Shapes dies. I love these dies because they really are fun and it lets you be able to create some really dimensional elements for your cards. So I'm going to be using the hearts, and I've die cut this teal one here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start putting my card together. I've got another piece of doll pink cardstock, and I only used this small portion of it because most of it's going to get covered up by this watercolor panel. So to save the paper, because I really love this color, I'm going to be using just this small portion, and the rest of it will get hidden by my watercolor panel, so you'll never know that it's only a small portion of this paper. So once I've got that all put together, I'm going to go ahead and put some more adhesive down, and now I'm going to take some craft foam. This is the foam that you can get in the kids craft section. And I'm just going to be using this to pop my panel up off of my white card base. This is an A2 size card. I'm just going to go ahead and lay that down. And once I've attached that, I'm going to go ahead and add some Wink of Stella glitter to my sentiment. I love adding glitter to cards, and this looks really, really pretty against this splattery background. And then to finish things off, I added a little bit of glossy accents over top of the entire sentiment, and I also attached my little hearts down, and I covered them with glossy accents as well. So I hope you've enjoyed and were able to get some inspiration using your watercolor paints to create some artistic watercolor backgrounds. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And thanks so much for watching. Here's another video you might like featuring Neat and Tangled products. Thanks again for stopping by and spending some time with me. You can find me on social media at Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube, as well as my blog. And be sure to check out the Neat and Tangled blog as well for more information on this card. Thanks so much for watching!